Good morning, Year 3. So today we continue on our work about the Iron Man, and we're going to be thinking about something called a simile. Now, a simile is where you compare two different objects, and authors use this to try and really give you a strong picture in your mind of how something looks. For example, you might say, the seal had fur as white as snow. Or you could say, the water sparkled like the stars in the sky. So we're going to explore some similes in the Iron Man, and then you're going to try and think of some of your own similes about what the Iron Man looks like. So we are looking for the similes. Listen carefully, see if you can see a simile on the first page. The Iron Man came to the top of the cliff. How far had he walked? Nobody knows. Where had he come from? Nobody knows. How was he made? Nobody knows. Taller than a house, the Iron Man stood at the top of the cliff, on the very brink, in the darkness. The wind sang through his iron fingers. His great iron head, shaped like a dustbin but as big as a bedroom, slowly turned to the right, slowly turned to the left. Okay, there are two here. I wonder if you've spotted them. I'm going to pause for a second while you have a think. Well, the ones I've spotted are shaped like a dustbin. Shaped like a dustbin, but as big as a bedroom. Okay, shaped like a dustbin, as big as a bedroom. Let's see if we can spot any more on the second page. His iron ears turned this way, that way. He was hearing the sea. His eyes, like headlamps, glowed white, then red, then infrared, searching the sea. Never before had the Iron Man seen the sea. And again, I'm going to pause. Can you spot the simile in the part I've just written? That's right. It said his eyes like headlamps. So comparing his eyes to headlamps. And we talked about that a lot yesterday, didn't we? We talked about how when the author uses that sort of simile, it makes us think of round, brightly coloured, like the headlamps on a car or a bus. And it reminds us about how, it gives us a picture in our brain about how they would look. Now I'm going to skip on a little bit because there's quite a lot here which doesn't have any similes. Here. Only one of the iron hands, lying beside an old sand-logged, washed-up seaman's boot, waved its fingers for a moment, like a crab on its back. Then it lay still. Anyone spotted it? That's right, like a crab on its back. So if you think about a metal hand waving its fingers in the air, like a crab stuck on its back that can't move and can't turn its shell over, again, that gives me a really clear picture in my head. So the similes we've picked out, shaped like a dustbin, as big as a bedroom, his eyes like headlamps, and like a crab on its back, all have certain words in them. Can you spot those words? There are two words in particular that come up, so either one or the other in every single simile. Okay, let's have a look. So, I wonder if you got this one right. Shaped like a dustbin. As big as a bedroom. His eyes like headlamps. Like a crab on its back. So what I've got there is every simile has either, now I'm trying to write on my screen, it is tricky, I'll do my best, like, not too bad, or as, within the simile. Okay, now, I bet you can guess what's coming next. We are going to think about our pictures from yesterday and try and write some of our own similes. So, I've given you some sentence starters. You don't have to use these, but they're there to help you. So taking your next page in your English book, if at the top of your page you can put your TLP, can I use similes to compare objects and the date, which should be the 12th of the 1st, 21. And you can just complete the sentences, Or, if you'd really like to challenge yourself, you can make a paragraph including several similes to describe the Iron Man. Now, Mrs. Joshi actually gave us one yesterday, didn't she? She said, his fingers like metal Swiss rolls, which I thought was a lovely simile. We haven't actually got his fingers on there, so that's one you can add to it. But you might say, his iron ears are like huge half bagels, because that makes me think of the shape of them as being round. Okay, I look forward to seeing some of these later on your Zoom. Maybe you could choose your favourite one to share with the group. See you later.